Good evening to all girls. This is your Priya ma'am. Today we are going to deal a second unit, that is poetry. So first, you just tell me what is poetry. So poetry is a form of art in which language is used for its aesthetic qualities. That is a concern about a beauty or a beauty of nature. It's called a aesthetic quality. Aesthetic means concern about beauty or beauty of nature. Okay. In poetry, the sound and meaning of the words are combined to express feelings, emotions, thoughts, and ideas. In poetry, that means in poetry, the sound and meaning of the words are joined together and express the feelings, emotions, thoughts, and ideas. The poet chooses words carefully. When the poet is reciting his poem or writing his poem, means he or she was very careful to selecting the words. And then poetry is usually written in lines. Okay, many poems have a specific rhyme scheme using a lines and stanza. So um, many poems have a specific rhyme schemes using lines and stanza. And then um, poems can rhyme or not rhyme. Some poems are in rhyme form and some poems are not in the rhyming scheme form. Actually, poetry have some rules and regulations. Okay, so based on that, some poets are written in that. Some poets are not following the sense. So now, so here I mentioned the poetry full form. Okay, uh, putting words on paper to express and part thoughts from me right to your heart. This is the full form of the poetry. Okay, so let's see the next one. So here in the second unit, we are going to see the poem that is a river once written by R. R. Parthasarathi. Okay, R. Parthasarathi. So let's see. First, we are going to see about the poet. Okay, Rajagopala Parthasarathi. Parthasarathi. R. Parthasarathi. R stands for Rajagopala Parthasarathi. Born on 20th August 1934 in Tirupara, Tiruparai, Tiruparai, Tirup, sorry, Tiruparai, Tirupparatturai and near Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. He was educated Don Bosco High School and Siddharth College, Bombay. He is an Indian poet, translator, editor, and critic. In the year of 1963 to 64, he went to the University of Leeds in England as a British Council scholar. In 1963 to 64, he went to the University Leeds in England as a British Council scholar. Okay, and then a lecture in English literature on Mumbai for 10 years before joining Oxford University Press in 1971 as a regional editor in Chennai. Later moved to New Delhi and then to Hyderabad. Actually, he was so first of all, he worked uh, lecture in English literature on Mumbai for 10 years. Before joining Oxford University Press in 1971 as a regional editor in Chennai, and later moved to Delhi and then to Hyderabad. He is an associate professor of English and Asian Studies at uh, Skidmore, Skidmore's College, New York, United States. Okay, this is about the poet and some more details. Actually, Parthasarathi started writing poems in his teenage. In his young age itself, he started to writing his poems, and then his well-known works are poetry from Leeds, 10-20 century Indian poets, and rough passages and original work. Okay, these three are the notable work as well as a well-known works are. And then his poems have appeared both in Indian and foreign literary magazines and journals. So his poems have appeared in both Indian and foreign literary magazines and journals. He was awarded the Ulka Poetry Prize of Poetry India in 1966. Okay, he was awarded the Ulka Poetry Prize of Poetry India in 1966. So this is the introduction about the poet. I think you are all understand about the Rajagopala Parthasarathi, when he was born and where he was born, and then where he was educated, and then actually he was an Indian poet, a translator, editor, and critic, and then he later we saw some of his notable works and awards. So now we move to the Vaigai River. Okay, so first of all, the poem name is River Once. The River Once is about Vaigai River only. It was in Madurai, okay, in Tamil Nadu. So now we are going to see some important news, important information about Vaigai River. Okay, so actually the Vaigai is a river in the Tamil Nadu state of southern India. It passes through the towns of Theni, Dindikal, and Madurai. Okay, it originates in Varasanadu Hills. Okay, and then the Periyar Platte of Western Ghats range and flows northeast through the Kambam Valley, which lies between the Palani Hills to the north and Varasanadu Hills to the south. Actually, it was Vaigai River in Tamil Nadu, south side in India. It passes through the towns of Theni, Dindikal, Madurai, and it originates in Varasanadu Hills, the Periyar Plateau of the Western Ghats Range. Okay, and flows northeast through the Kambam Valley, which lies between the Palani Hills to the north and the Varasanadu Hills to the south. From north to south through Varasanadu Hills, it was lies. Okay, and then the Vattaparai Falls are located on this river as it rounds the eastern corner of the Varasanadu Hills. Actually, Vattaparai Falls also are located on this river, it seems. And then as it surrounds the eastern corner, of the Varasanadu Hills also. The river turns southeast running through the region of Pandyanadu. Okay, actually the river turns southeast. Okay, the river turns southeast running through the region of Pandyanadu, Madurai, the largest city in the Pandyanadu region and its ancient capital. Okay, actually the Pandyanadu is the capital. Madurai is the capital for Pandyanadu region and it's an ancient capital. It's an ancient capital for Pandyanadu. And then lies on the Vaigai. The river empties into Palak Strait near Uchipillai, close to Pamban Bridge in Ramanathabura district. Okay, it was Palak Strait near Uchipillai, close to Pamban Bridge in Ramanathabura district. And then the Vaigai is 258 kilometers, 150 miles long, with a drainage basin, and in 7,031 squares kilometers, 7,031 square kilometers, that is a 2,715 square miles large. Okay, this is the measurement of Vaigai River. It was estimated there. And then move to some more information. The Vaigai River in Tamil Nadu state, it was southern India. Already I told, flowing for 150 miles, that means 240 kilometers, generally southeast. Rising in the Varasanadu, the river was rising in the Varasanadu hills of western Tamil Nadu. It initially flows northeast through the Kamban and Varasanadu valleys. It is central reaches the Vaigai flows eastwards into the Vaigai reservoir at Narsingapuram. Actually, near Solavandan, it bends to the southeast and passing a Madurai on its course to hits a mouth on Palak's right, which separates the southeastern coast of India from Sri Lanka. Okay, the Vaigai River rarely floats into it's a chief tributaries. That means the stream of a river joining in a Vaigai. They are uh, Siruvalayar, Teniyar, Varanadi, Varanadi, and Mangalar. Varanadi, Mangalar, Siruvalayar, Theni. These are the stream flowing in the Vaigai River. Okay, so these the information about Vaigai River. So it was very good actually. Okay, let's see the next one. So now we are going to see that River Once. Okay, River Once written by R. Parthasarathi. Already I explained about the poet as well as I gave the information about the Vaigai River. Now River Once. Okay, once the river was very beautiful. So here, which river here they mentioned here? Already I told it is a Vaigai River which flows through the city of Madurai. Okay, River Once is highly suggestive. His highly remarkable place once. Okay, River Once is a highly remarkable place in once upon a time. Once upon a time, it indicates that it was a river once, and it is no longer a river due to man's indifference to the beauty of nature. Once it was considered as a river, no longer as considered as a river due to the man's indifferences to the beauty of nature, due to the man's indifference, showing the maintaining they used for the personal use for all the things. Okay, so they spoiled the beauty of nature. The river, the man who was indifferent to the beauty of nature, that is the main concept. Okay, here the poet expresses this degradation of the river's Vaigai. The poet expresses a sense of shock at the destination of the river Vaigai, which flows through the city of Madurai. So this is the concept, River Once. It is very easy poem and easy to understand. Okay, so let me move to the next slide. Actually, now we are going to see the poetic line. Okay, so here yeah, once again. So now I'm going to read the poetic line. Just listen. With paper boats, boys tickle my ribs, and buffaloes have turned me to a pond. There is a eaglewood in my hand and stale flour. Every evening, as bells rose in the forehead of temples, I see a man on the steps clean his horse. Once again, with paper boat, boys tickle my ribs, and buffaloes have turned me to a pond. There is eaglewood in my hair and stale flour. Every evening, as bells roll in the forehead of temples, I see a man on the steps clean his horse. Actually, here the river is personified as a mother. Okay, so the so now here the river is personified as a mother. The mother river feels for her lost a glory and speaks about her present pitiable condition. So here the who is the main person here means river, main symbol. Okay, so the mother Vaigai. So the river is personified as a mother. The mother river feels for her last glory and speaks about the present pitiable sad condition. So now just the now here the poet has expressed the present condition, how it is very sad, very uh, what is a pitiable condition. That means a sad condition. So the Vaigai was a fast flowing Perannai river once, and a glorious civilization flourished on its bank. Okay, the Vaigai was a fast flowing Perennai river once, and glorifies the civilization flourished on its banks. Now it is it has become a playful playfield for boys, and the mischievous boys tickle the ribs with paper boats. Okay, the word ribs has been the word ribs here I am mentioning here. The word ribs. Okay, the word ribs has been used metaphysically for the bank of the river. Metaphysically, bank of the river. So first of all, the river is personified as a mother, and the mother river feels for her loss of glory and speaks about her present pitiable condition. The Vaigai was a fast-flowing perennial river once, and a glorious civilization flourished on its bank. Now it has become a playfield for boys, and the mischievous boys tickle the ribs with a paper boat. The word ribs has been used metaphysically, okay, for the bank of the river. So now buffaloes have turned the river into pond and are wallowing in it. Okay, the buffaloes have turned the river into pond and are wallowing in it. Once the once they were flower garden on the bank of the river, and now one finds only thorny bushes and shrubs. Okay, once there were a flower garden on the bank of river, and now one finds only thorny bushes and shrubs. And then there is a eagle wood in my hair. There is a there is eaglewood in my hair, and or a state flowers. Now a lot of eaglewood floats on the water, and state flowers that are thrown into it can also be sun. Okay, now there is a eaglewood in my hair and state a flower. Now a lot of eaglewood floats on the water, and states flowers that are thrown into it can also be sun. Okay, once she was the refuge of empire. Okay, once she was the refugee of empire and poets. The poets of the past came to her for inspiration. She inspired them to write great poetry. Here the poet makes a Here the poet makes a reference to the three great Tamil academies uh, that flourished at Madurai in the ancient past, and to the great contribution made by the Sangam poets to the richness of the ancient richness of the ancient Tamil poetry. In the past, in the past, bats like kingfishers Bats like a kingfishers and egrets were regular visitors, and as a mother, the river fed them. Now they have flown away as she is unable to feed them. The poet presents an altogether different scene of the river today in a humorous and ironic with every evening when bells roll in the forehead of temples, a man comes to the river for defacing in it, unmindful of the divine call of the temple bell. The poet presents this ugly scene to highlight the man's indifference to the beauty of nature. Once people congregated on the banks of the river Vaigai for noble purpose, but ironically now they do so for different and unholy purpose. So now the river Vaigai has become a recaptach, that means a recaptacle, receptacle of refusal. Okay, so this is the overall summary of river ones. Now let's see, I'm going to explain for you all once again. Actually, here the poetess expresses a sense of shock moments, the present condition of the river. Once it was a holy place. Okay, near the Vaigai river, there is a temple is there, so it was considered as a holy place, but now the people are using as a and making is a unholy place. Okay, how their man are doing, how we are spoiling here. So here the poetess expresses how means with the paper boats, boys tickle my ribs, and buffaloes have turned me to a pond. So first of all, now the river was a playfield for a boys. The mischievous boys tickle my ribs with a paper boat. Ribs means here it is a bank. Here metaphysically use a bank. And buffalo have turned to a pond. The buffalo have turned the river into a pond. Okay, now the buffaloes are wallowing. And then there is an eaglewood in my hair and stale flowers. Actually, in the bank, there is a flower garden. Okay, but now it's one and says only tonies of shrubs and bushes are covered. Okay, and then every evening as bells in the forehead of tents. That means it shows the holy person. But at the time of, I see a man on the step clean his horse. Okay, so the man one who was defacing his. Okay, so this is the present condition of, and this is the explanation of these lines. Let me move to the next lines. Actually, birds like a kingfishers and egrets whom I fed have flown my paths. Okay, so actually, in the beginning, I told you the river has a personified as a mother. Okay, and then actually, birds like a kingfishers and egrets and uh, they will visit there oftenly. The river feed them. Okay, but now the river is expressing how can I feed them. Okay, because all the birds are flown away us. All are not likingly affection, because okay, because the atmosphere is changing. They are making the place unholy. Okay, as well as they are polluting the places, polluting the environment. So these are the reasons. uh, so the river is uh, worrying about and felt a bad condition. And then also empires and poets who slept in my harm. Also empires and poets who slept in my harm. That means in the ancient time, the empires and poets who are visit the river and inspired them to uh, the river inspired them to and to write a inspiration, to get the inspiration from river and inspired them to write a great poetry. Okay, so this is that line. Now I'm become a savior. That means wastage material. Now I'm become, the river is worrying and expressing, now I'm become a savior, wastage material. Now no one has any use for Vaigai river. Now no one has any use for Vaigai river. Once of this sweet city. Once of this sweet city. So here the finally the river is changed. It considered as a, see, just see in this picture also, this is the Vaigai river picture actually. Now the condition is like that. Okay, people see how it was spoiled, how it was polluted. So once upon a time it was considered as a holy place, but it was a now unholy place. So that's why here The line is, the poet is explained here. I am become a savior now. I am become a wastage material now. No one has any use for Vaigai. No one has any use for Vaigai. Vaigai river, once of this sweet city, once of this sweet city. One of the Madurai's symbol is Vaigai river also. Identity of Madurai is river Vaigai. So this is the explanation of river once. I think you are all enjoyed and you are all understand this. And now through this poem, you understand that don't spoil the nature, don't pollute the environment. Okay. Thank you, girls. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubt, ask in the comment section.